The last thing that I want to talk about is ear training. Now, ear training is not something that I can really teach you in this lesson in this module, but it is something that you need to keep working on. There's some things that are going to sound good, some things that are not going to sound good. What I mean by that, I'm going to not break the chords apart, but I'm going to, it's another word for you, arpeggiate chords. So I'm going to play it one note at a time instead of just. So what I mean by that is ear training is paying close attention to what you're playing and what it sounds like, and if there's any improvements you need to make. So what I'm going to do is play G, C, D. Just play G, C, D, and you're going to use your ear and you're going to play what sounds best, and you're going to make adjustments. You're going to practice listening carefully to yourself and what you're doing. So I'm going to start playing one note at a time instead of this. And just in that alone, how do you know what strings that I'm doing? I'm no good if you ask me how are you doing that? Basically, I'm just gonna say whatever sounds good, and that's what I'm talking about. It's about ear training. It's how do I know what strings to go to? I just kind of experiment and what sounds good to my ear. So. I changed it a little bit. I hope this is what I mean. I hope you picked up on the change and what sounds better to you. Or this one. So with this one, I'm just going up and down. And that might sound great to you. And in some applications, the simple way of playing it could be very effective. Or do I skip around and do I repeat? Do I even need to play all 6 strings? That's just 4 strings. See, I'm not even playing this high string. That's 3 strings. D. See, I added that string, that note in. So maybe you like that note, maybe you don't. It just depends on the effect that you're going for, the sound and the emotion that will determine. So that's what I mean by ear training. It's not just strumming, or it's not just random notes. It's like paying attention. You see, and that first time I kept playing, and that second time I cut it 1 note short and I left the pause. I'm avoiding this string. So ear training is all about that, and it doesn't just apply to you picking out and arpeggiating a chord. It's also playing when you're strumming. It's like so you don't get so repetitive. Look. Have a breakdown. I'm just making this up, so it might sound kind of sloppy, but what I'm trying to the example that I'm trying to give is you just pay attention to whether you are arpeggiating, whether you are strumming, and how you accent things and how you push forth, and you're more aggressive at certain parts of the songs, and some parts of the songs you might want to pull back, some parts you might want to stop playing. And I'm going to talk more about that in another series when it comes time to, do you think you're ready to start amplifying, plug your guitar in through a system, what skills do you need, and ear training is super important. So I can't really teach you ear training because it's a continual process. I just gave you some examples and what to look out for. So I hope that helped. This is very important. Now this will polish, ear training will polish off your playing and your style. I've given you everything of everything. Now it's up to you to take it and to keep learning. Now what is very important is um, you you watch the YouTube videos that I put out when I do a cover, or when you see me playing and you hear me playing. You look at my fingers, and you play along, and um, and accompany me and see if you don't have to do every single thing that I do, especially with my right hand. But when I do a certain shape, oh, that's a C shape, that's a G shape, or that's an E minor shape. I know what you're doing there, and you understand. So you got, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're a person who, if you don't like internet, and I completely respect that, I understand. I actually I'm doing this because I almost kind of have to for exposure. Facebook and YouTube, that's how I gain an audience. But if you are okay with being on YouTube, then subscribe to the channel and follow all the songs so you can understand. And you start playing with me, you apply everything that you know. Also, join the Facebook group. It's not a Facebook page. Okay, One Finger Worship Chords. It's not. I set up a page, but I deleted it. I didn't like it. I want a group because it's more interactive. On there, you can go ahead and ask me any relevant questions to One Finger Worship Chords, or even about the Bible. I don't want to get into any theological debates with anybody. So when I talk about biblical things, we just know that we're going to have some differences, and we live in the real world, and we got to learn how to respond to each other and how to deal with people who have different theology. And that's just the real world that we live in. Not everybody is going to agree. So go ahead and subscribe, and get on the Facebook group. So the best way to reach me is the Facebook group or through my website, and that's going to be the contact form at the bottom of the home page. I hope also that you went ahead and you went through the website, so you kind of get, if you don't know me already, and if this is a good introduction. I got my testimony on there, and a few other things. So go ahead and get familiar with the website. And I got one more thing to talk to you about. Okay, last but not least, and I just wanted to say this, not that this is the reason why I'm doing everything. This is a reason, not the reason. The reason is you. I'm doing this for you, and it's about, I wish people would have, I would have known about this years ago. It would have helped me a whole lot more on how to play in this style. If you go through the website, something that I gotta clarify for you is the whole barter thing that I bring up. You see, I was, I take care of myself and my health. I'm relatively healthy, but I got sick, a few years ago. I thought it was a sudden illness. It wasn't. It was a cumulative. I was slowly getting sick, but I didn't have any symptoms, and it was where I was living. It was sulfur dioxide in the air. I was not right close to the volcano on Hawaii Island or the Big Island, but I was next to a lava flow, really close where I was living, And well, just being on that island, you are exposed to sulfur dioxide in the air, and you're breathing it. It's toxic. It's not good for you. So I was slowly getting sick, and because we lived right next to the lava flow, there was all this fog in the air. We call it fog, and the trees were burning. So there was just constant. The air was just toxic, and I felt no symptoms until the day I came in from the house of doing some woodwork outside. I lie down on the floor. I stayed there for about an hour, and I felt sick for for like 9-10 months afterwards. I thought I was dying, and it really brought things to. I had to think about some things, and I really had to think about my future. And what I mean by my future is, if I pass on, I know the Lord will take care of my family. There's faith that I must have, but there's also wisdom. And in wisdom, I want to prepare. So I want to have something and I basically lost my job. I was too sick. They had to let me go. I couldn't perform. I had to actually move island. I had to get off of Hawaii Island, off of the Big Island, and to move back to close to where my family, where my friends are, and get support. And I got healthy again. And at the time of this video, I'm back. I'm working part time right now. I am going to keep getting better, be able to work full time, bring my wife back home. She had to go back to work. I homeschool during the day. I work part time, homeschool my kids, work part time, and I want to bring her back home. And she is, at the time of this recording, she is pregnant with our fifth child. So, I need some funds. And again, this is not the reason, and I don't want to charge for lessons, and I want to do things a little bit different. And this is completely voluntary. This is just from me to you and you to me. So what I'm asking for is, this is 1 ounce of silver. I don't want any money given to me. If you think if this is helping you and you think it's of value, I just ask if you can send a silver, a 1 ounce bar to me. This right now is worth about $16, and on my website I tell you how to go ahead and buy it. And again, if you think that you don't want to, and then simply don't. Just take advantage of the information I'm putting out. It's fine. I don't track anyone. I don't know. I'm not gonna make anybody feel guilty. This is just something that I put out there. This is just something for my wife, my family, and something for us to have. This is not me storing up treasures on the earth. This is not worth very much. And in all reality, I know not everyone is going to do this. So I know most people are like me. You're going to get as much things for free as possible. You're going to get all the free information. And when it comes time to actually spend money, then I stop short. And I understand. I do that all the time. And if you don't have the funds, then don't. I don't want to put you. But I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to be strapped, to have my savings wiped out. I know what it is to lose my job and to have to relocate, move in with family, and start all over again from nothing. And that's what we had to go through. I don't want to put any pressure on anybody. If you can do it, go ahead and feel free. So on the internet, of course, you'll see Mike Bishop. I just made that name up. My name is not Bishop. But I picked Bishop because it sounds like a last name, and it's kind of like the function. It's not a title. It's not a title. It's like Jesus saying, "Call no man rabbi." You don't hold to your title. I am not Pastor Mike. I am not Bishop Mike. I just picked Bishop because that's the function, one of the functions that I serve in the body of Christ. And so because you guys are on the inside, on my website, my name is Mike Gayer, Gayer. That's my last name, and it's on my website. If you want to send one of these these things to me, then feel free to. I really appreciate that. But again, no pressure. I don't track anybody down. I don't know. Of course, I'm going to know if you gave it to me, and I'm going to be very appreciative. But I don't know who's watching my videos right now. I don't track anything. um, I'm not gonna follow up on anybody basically, and if you want to and if you can, great, and if not, then that's okay. And as I put more videos, if ever at that time you feel that wow, I've grown exponentially, if you want to give me another one, that's, I'm not gonna stop you from giving me giving it to me, but it's never an obligation. I just wanted to explain that and make that clear in case you had any questions. Again, practice, worship the Lord, look forward to my messages that I'm going to be bringing out to, and look forward to the next series of teachings. This is going to teach you, this is everything that you need to know right now to start playing. The next one is going to be advanced, intermediate. I should say intermediate. It's not really advanced. Intermediate level things. And if you know that, basically you'll know everything that I know. Okay? So thank you. I appreciate your time. Keep practicing. Any questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you, and God bless. Okay, guys, one last thing. I forgot to mention. I will be doing live lessons. If I'll send the notification to you, and you get to, I'll be live playing these things, and you'll be able to type in your questions and ask me right then and there. You can feel, if you can't make the time because of time difference, I might live in a different area from you. You might not be available. The lessons will be on replay, but these live lessons and this teachings will only be given to my members. Okay, the other videos are out for everybody. They're public for all this series here, and the live lessons are only, it's going to be unlisted. Only if you have the link. Only if I tell you. These live lessons are for you guys, and if you miss it, you can the recording will still be there. But I wanted it to be more interactive, and I'm a real person. You're a real person. I'm not just this avatar thing. So I want to get to know you. But again, I have only so much time in a day. I have a family, getting my health back together. So a lot of things are happening, and I know a lot of things are happening with you. So that's a huge bonus for us, all the insiders. That everybody else who just sees me on YouTube, doesn't join the group, doesn't subscribe, doesn't go to the website, they're not going to get any of this. So I encourage you to, if this is valuable to you, go ahead and go talk to people that you think and say, hey, come over to One Finger Worship Chords. It's a different style, but you'll learn a lot. And if you give me a good recommendation, because you really feel honestly that this is a good thing, then pass the word, and we can get more people in the community. Thank you, and hopefully as we talk about Bible stuff too, that people get a lot more grounded. That is, not secretly, but that's kind of like my stealth aim, to get all these things going. Get people more grounded in the Word of God, not just playing guitar, but grounded in our faith. Because these are the last days, and times are getting short. Thank you, and God bless.